Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dan the Movie Man. This good friend of mine, Steve the Cinema Guy, and I went to go see the newest installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, Fast X. I myself am a huge Fast and Furious fan. I love them all to death. You know, go ahead.
Well, as you can probably tell, Dan, the movie man here, is what we like to call a super fan.
I am indeed.
Which means whatever I have to say will just go. And no, I'm not referencing blowing my brains out, which is what I wanted to do while watching this movie, which would have put me on the same intelligence level as the people making this movie.
So, and I will say this though, Fast X is a lot better than Fast 8 and the previous two installments, Fast 8 and Fast 9. I really can't say anything I really liked about Fast 8. The only thing I liked about Fast 9 was the fact that they went to space. Your opinion?
Well, I didn't really like anything about F9. I thought it was completely stupid and ridiculous. Fast and Furious 8, equally as stupid and ridiculous. But what I will say about Fast 10, yes, it's stupid. Yes, it's ridiculous. But it doesn't go to that F9, F8 level. So for that, I say it's just a little bit better.
Let's talk about the plot.
We know there's no plot in these movies. Come on.
That is true, because as Vin Diesel has said multiple times, you don't need they can disregard the laws of physics and gravity as long as you have family. Am I right?
You're absolutely right, Dan.
It's all about the family.
Family. So instead of a plot, we're going to get into all the ridiculous ways that characters survive in this movie.
Yes. I'm just going to list off a few ways. Car explosions.
Getting shot.
Plane explosions.
Getting stabbed.
And much, much more. Just a few of the new characters I want to talk about. First up, Brie Larson's character, who plays Tess, who plays the daughter of Kurt Russell's character, Mr. Nobody, who is nowhere to be seen in this movie. I really wish that she would have had a bigger role in this movie, because if she did, her character would have been a lot more likable.
Well, you know what? She still has a future possibly in a Fantastic Four film as Invisible Girl, because I'll tell you what, she was nowhere to be seen in this movie. You could have written her character completely out and the movie would have still been the same.
Yes. Somewhat I agree. The second character I want to talk about is Alan Ritchson, I think his name is. This actor plays Jack Reacher in the Amazon series Jack Reacher. Who plays Agent Ames, who in my head played Agent Asshole. I wanted to punch this guy in the face the second he came on screen. I was not a fan of his character.
Well, let's face it, tough guy mixed steroids is just here to fill in for The Rock. But he's not The Rock. He tries to be, but we know he's not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cinema Guy. He is not. And the last character I want to talk about, who's not really more of a character, more of a cameo. The late great Paul Walker's daughter, Meadow Walker, is in this movie. It's not really much of a spoiler because she already confirmed it. Whenever she came on screen, I blew my mind. I was cheering so much, and this kid over here was like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, that's Paul Walker's daughter.
Yeah, I had no idea who that was. Just the prominent view of her face, but I don't know who these people are. I'm not a super fan.
I think that even though the fact that she was in this movie for not even 3 seconds of screen time, it is a great tribute. She really honors her father's legacy, and going forward with I don't know how many more movies they plan to make of these, but too many. I really hope that she has a bigger role in these movies. Let's get to our rating and wrap this up. Even though
before we go to the rating, Dan, we are forgetting a very big character in this movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is Jason Momoa's character Dante Reyes. I wasn't really. He was a good villain, but not a great villain like Jason Statham was in Furious 7. He was a fun villain.
So, Jason Momoa in this movie, as we all know, acting doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
You just have to look cool driving a car, and I will say that sometimes he does look cool. Now, he does try to give off like a Joker kind of vibe, and I'm not talking about Heath Ledger. I'm talking more like a Jared Leto, cringe-inducing performance. But I'll tell you what, half the time he looks like he's getting rejected from a Backstreet Boys band.
That he does. And all right. Now we are going to wrap this up, even though for as much as I would like to do this review as long as these movies go on, we have to wrap this up. Just like they have to wrap up these movies for the love of God.
Amen.
For the love of God. I do, for as much as I love this series, all good things must come to an end. Just like season 5 of Stranger Things is ending in season 5. Hopefully Sex Education is ending with season 4. I want these movies to end. Vin Diesel, for the love of God, don't make 2 more of these movies. One more is, I don't even think, 2 movies, this movie should have even been stressed. Should have even been stretched into 2. They probably could have wrapped this up into 1 movie. Am I right?
Well, Dan, you did say all good things come to an end, and these movies aren't good, so they're never gonna end.
Ignore him. But as a super fan of, like he said, I am a super fan. So, this is starting to be like The Walking Dead, where, I don't really think, whenever they end it, I don't think the ending is going to be of any relevance to anybody, because in all reality, this movie should have ended. This series should have ended at 7. So let's get to a rating. I really like this movie. This was better than 8 and 9. I give this a 9 out of 10.
I'm surprised you didn't say 10. I mean, after all, this is Fast 10.
It is indeed.
Now, as Dan said, this is better than F9. It's better than F8. It's even better than some of the other movies. But it isn't quite as good as a few of these movies. So I put it somewhere in the middle. So with that, I would give this movie, as a neutral fan, a solid and respectable 4 out of 10.
And at some point, I will do a ranking of these movies. I'm not exactly sure when. You just have to give me some time to maybe see this movie maybe a couple more times just to see where it ranks in my head. But I definitely plan on doing a rank, seeing as how I'm such a big fan of these movies.
Look, he's got a shirt on with Toretto on. Stand up. Let me see your shirt. Yeah, look at that. He's got the freaking logo of Toretto on him. He rides with the crew.
I do. I ride with the family. Right?
Not me. I'm the villain.
Fine. All right. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, fam.
Goodbye, fam.